Welcome to Universe Live. I'm Trevor Myers.
And I'm Lynette McConkey. Here are your top 5 stories for Monday, February 27th. The National Weather Service issues another winter storm warning for parts of Utah.
The storm is causing problems for several schools. A 2-hour delay was implemented for Ogden and Weber districts, and Box Elder District moved to a virtual learning day.
A Utah pilot and 4 others are dead after their medical transport plane crashed.
Yes, the aircraft did break up prior to ground contact.
Scott Walton was the pilot of the South Jordan Guardian flight plane. The plane went down in Nevada on Friday night.
Utahns and Ukrainian refugees gathered at the state capitol following the 1-year anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
It's been a very tough year.
The event on Saturday was organized as part of a multi-state rally in support of Ukraine. Governor Cox declared February 24, 2023 as Peace for Ukraine Day.
A missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ is in recovery after being stabbed on Friday. Elder Fish was unconscious when he was taken to the hospital in Columbia. His family says the necessary surgeries have gone well, but is still in a medically induced coma.
Senator Mitt Romney says he's unsure if he plans to run for re-election in 2024. He made the comment at a town hall in Sandy on Friday after being questioned by media. Romney says he's in no hurry to make a decision.
Utahns show their support for Ukraine while the war rages on. Several Utah organizations are offering support to Ukrainians and others affected by the war, both in Utah and abroad. Trevor Myers takes us to the rally at the Utah State Capitol.
Here outside the Utah State Capitol, over 100 people have already gathered for a rally to support Ukraine 1 year after Russia first invaded the country. Chants and cheers begin the rally following 365 seconds of silence. Speakers at the event say more than 40 other cities across North America are hosting similar rallies. Participants at the rally are wearing yellow and blue, waving flags and posters, and are singing and cheering, all in support of Ukraine.
Stay strong, stay with us. Please remember that it's still going on, and together we will win.
Millions more have been displaced.
2 spokespeople for Governor Cox read a letter designating February 24, 2023 as Peace for Ukraine Day in Utah. Several performers sang songs of hope in between speeches. Volunteers from several local Utah organizations share about how they have helped support Ukrainians and how they have seen the difference the help has made.
We see every day the power of compassion and making connections around the world where, we watch these things on our news feed that just break our hearts, and there's a way that you can help. And that's what our job at Lifting Hands International is to make that easy and to show you how you can make a difference and help refugees who have lost everything. The Utah Ukrainian Association and other groups have been offering aid to those affected by the war since last year, including a similar rally in 2022. Reporting for Universe Live in Salt Lake City, I'm Trevor Myers.
Thanks, Trevor.
BYU men's basketball ended their regular season with a dominating victory.
Rudy, little 12-footer, rattles it home.
The Cougars earned an 87-61 win against San Francisco on Saturday for senior night at the Marriott Center. Senior point guard Rudy Williams scored a team-high 21 points. BYU now heads to the WCC tournament in Las Vegas as the 5 seed. Their first game is on March 3rd. BYU women's basketball played number 18 Gonzaga on Saturday at the Marriott Center, and they gave the Bulldogs their best shot. The Cougars led by 4 going into halftime thanks to Emma Calvert shooting 6 for 6 from the floor, but the luck wouldn't last. Yvonne Ejim would help lift the Zags to victory behind her game-high 19 points. BYU next faces Portland later this afternoon in a postponed match before heading to Vegas in the WCC tournament. BYU baseball has begun its last season in the WCC before they enter the Big 12. Taylor Bruin was at practice to speak with Coach Pratt and the team about how they are handling their last season in the conference.
BYU's final season in the WCC has begun with some rough games in the South, and Coach Pratt says the team is working to stay focused in their final season with the WCC.
Right now, we're obviously worried about this year. With this team, we don't talk about the Big 12. When we recruit, and as a coaching staff, we might talk about players that we're trying to go get. As far as this team goes, it doesn't come up. We're worried about this year and going to do what we have to do, and then on our side recruiting, it's, man, you're always just going to find the best player you can. That fits BYU and is a good player.
Coach Pratt says the team is taking the final season one game at a time.
We want to play pitch by pitch. We want to win every pitch. And when that pitch is over, we're going to win the next one. Hopefully, if we win enough pitches, we'll win the game. If we win enough games, we'll win the series. And you know how it goes. If we win enough games, then we'll win the conference, and then hopefully we have a chance to play in the postseason.
Brock Watkins, who plays shortstop for the Cougars, says he has several goals for this season.
Coach Pratt has always ingrained into us that we go and want to win every game that we play, and we want to try to make a postseason. I don't know, playing catch, doing the little things, making sure that we make any mistakes when we get out there.
Well, that's all we can worry about. If we look too far down the road, we're going to mess up what we have going on right now.
BYU baseball has a strong goal to focus on this last season in the WCC and make it to the postseason. Reporting for Universe Live Sports, I'm Taylor Bruin.
Thanks, Taylor. Baseball has had a rough start to their final season, but hopefully they can turn it around tomorrow night against Utah Valley. After a great showing against St. Mary's and Weber State, BYU men's tennis traveled to Boise State to try to keep the win streak going. Unfortunately, BYU would fall 6-1 to the Broncos. Travis Hodson gives us the rundown on what went wrong for the tennis team.
With the momentum of a 2-match win streak, BYU men's tennis traveled up to Boise, Idaho, trying to get their 3rd straight win. BYU struggled most of the day and eventually fell 6-1 to Boise State. It was a tough day for the Cougars. BYU's only wins were a doubles match by Zach Fuchs and Brigham Andrus. Yakovlevich also picked up a win in singles. BYU men's tennis head coach Dave Porter spoke with the media after. He said, quote, "Boise State has a solid team, and we came up short today. We played very well in spots, and we're without Mateo Vero. Our energy was good, and we're looking forward to next week. Thank you to our family and friends for their ongoing support." BYU was without senior Mateo Vero, and the Cougars missed his leadership on the court. This is the first match of an 8-match road trip for the Cougars. They look to bounce back this week as they travel to Texas to face Texas Rio Grande Valley on Friday. Reporting for Universe Live Sports in Provo, I'm Travis Hodson.
Thanks, Travis.
Thanks for joining us today for Universe Live.
Have a great day.